All right, what's up, YouTube? Excited to be back with you today for our episode 27 of the AI-Driven
Ooh.
Business Daily Live show. Pretty good to be back, so I'm excited for some of the things we're going to talk about today, and some of the new changes too that we've been seeing with ChatGPT and other places. But first, let me start with the summary of our prior episode. As always, though, leave comments. If you're watching this recorded, you can leave the comments and we will get to them as we are able. And if you're watching this live, please follow along with us and give us your feedback and your thoughts, etc., as we move forward. But here's a summary from the last episode. All right. In the last episode of AI-Driven Business Daily Live, the hosts discussed their progress in reaching a follower count milestone on LinkedIn. They expressed excitement about staying on top of AI advancements in business and technology. The episode took a lighthearted tone with witty banter among the hosts. They discussed their plans for creating blog posts and refining their content. However, they encountered challenges with AI-generated summaries and prompts, as the AI often defaulted to private label topics. They discussed the need to tailor the content to retail and online arbitrage sellers instead. Despite some frustrations, they continued to work on outlining their blog post and providing feedback to the AI. They aimed to create a system where virtual assistants could generate outlines that would then be reviewed and refined by the hosts. The hosts explored different prompts and outlines, hoping to achieve a more accurate and engaging article. Pretty good. It's a good summary.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a one-shot summary too. Sometimes I have to manipulate it, but this time it
Yeah, that
woke
was
up,
just
it had
right
its
through.
coffee, it was ready to go, So I appreciate
Wow.
that. I know.
Good for you, ChatGPT. You really brought it today.
Exactly.
Nice.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so that was the summary. We do want to talk a little bit today about some of the changes with ChatGPT, which I'm pretty excited about. I know while we were on the call last time, you actually showed the new little slider and stuff that was up there because yours had
Mhm.
updated before mine. But yeah, I don't know if we want to go ahead and show them how to do some of this stuff and what those changes are.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
have to be a Plus
We can
member for these changes. You do have to be
It's
paying
true.
if you want to have
Yeah, and
GPT-4 and these extra
it's
things.
too bad they don't have affiliate links for any of this stuff. Because man, we'd finally be able to cash in. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, so we have the slider, which isn't really a slider anymore, it's just buttons. I
Yeah.
thought it kinda slid, but anyway, it's buttons now, and we have for GPT-4, we have this drop down where you have default, and then you have browsing, and then you have, ooh, plugins. There we
Mhm.
go. And plugins, if you drop this down and you go to the plugin store, we have all sorts of fun
Mhm.
plugins, and there was like, be careful, they could steal your soul, or
Yeah.
I didn't really read it,
Mhm.
so, no, it was just, be careful, they have access to things, and as you can see, like Turo, for example, you can book, a rental car on Turo. So there's, let me go to most popular. So OpenTable, you can book a restaurant on OpenTable. You can uh, get all of your Instacart stuff ordered. You
Mhm.
can connect with a bajillion other things via Zapier. Yeah, there's all sorts of fun stuff.
That one's cool.
Finally, ChatGPT can do math. Uh, who knew? I yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, it should be able to do the sort of math we're talking about. But yeah, but Zapier is really really cool. I'm
Mhm.
most excited, I would say, about the Zapier plugin.
Yeah, me too.
So
We're gonna have to play around with that a little bit more on maybe
yes,
the next episode or something, one of the future episodes
yep,
in Zapier, because
yep,
like it says, interact with over 5,000 apps like Google Sheets, Gmail, HubSpot, Salesforce, and thousands more. There's so many opportunities with that. So even though currently I think ChatGPT has over 70 plugins available, and they're going to be adding more and more, especially as this technology rolls out. Zapier makes it
yep,
to where there's almost like 5,000 apps that I can connect to in some way. I would assume
exactly,
that's the thinking anyway. So that's
right.
pretty cool.
And where I think it will get most interesting is using so Zapier, if people don't know, it's you basically have any number of the 5,000 apps, Gmail, Google Sheets, whatever it happens to be, and then you use that as an input into Zapier, and then Zapier can do a wide variety of things. It can search the web, it can manipulate. So if you have an email that comes in, it can put that into CRM like HubSpot, it can put it into a Google Sheet. What I'm most excited about is the email comes in and sends it to ChatGPT, and then drafts a response, and then I am really just reviewing email drafts from ChatGPT instead of having to figure out how to write all those emails.
Yeah.
But there are a
That's
whole
true.
bunch of other cool things that you can do. So I'm interested in it, in kind of ChatGPT being called by Zapier instead of us trying to like, hey, send this to this Zap or this Google Sheet via this Zap. That'd be cool, but I think it'll be far cooler to say, Zapier, go have ChatGPT generate this thing. That's going to be pretty powerful.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this all works together. And I assume too, for things like maybe Fiscal Note or Speak, you have to have, and Zapier, you have to have an account with them to be able to make it work.
Exactly.
It's not like
Yep.
you know, have access to all these things, but still, Instacart is pretty simple and easy to do that. I also like the idea of having it create reservations for you. If you're like, hey, I've got an anniversary coming up and I'm going to be in this area, would love to have reservation, find the best X type of food and create a reservation on OpenTable. It'll just do it for you with the plugins. So pretty exciting stuff. Also, do you want to test out the web browser that was also there?
Yes, I do.
We have
so even though the plugins the plugins are cool, I'm a little bit more interested right now in the fact that we can have it access a web browser. So, and I will give it the same question that I gave the previous one.
It's going to have to be able to read the profile though, so hopefully it can.
Well, we'll see. Please summarize this LinkedIn profile.
All right. Browsing the web.
Oh, browsing the web. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting.
Let's see if it can do it.
So exciting. I'm on the edge of my... Oh, wait. What is it doing? Oh,
Click failed.
Click failed.
I'm sorry. It seems there's an error. Currently, I'm unable to browse LinkedIn profiles directly due to the restrictions in my browsing capabilities. Okay. All right, we can stop generating if you want. Maybe we ask GPT, how do we best utilize your browsing capabilities?
How can I best? So how can I best utilize your web browsing capabilities? Are there any limitations that you know of?
As my latest
training. My last training. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
My last training data that was forever ago. I can issue a query to a search engine to find the most recent or relevant information. This is useful for information that's changed or emerged since my last training cutoff. I can open a web page from the list of search results, allowing me to pull in and interact with data from that page. Once on a web page, I can quote and store a text span from that page. I can navigate back to the previous page. I can scroll up or down to read more content.
Okay. How about...
look at that.
I've got a
limitations.
Oh, that's funny.
Please. Yeah.
That is funny. It lists LinkedIn as number one. Okay. That's really interesting, especially since Microsoft has partnered with ChatGPT, I thought, for some of their stuff.
Yes.
And Microsoft
owns LinkedIn. Yeah. It is surprising. Go ahead, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was wondering, just ask it this question. Can you provide a summary of the economic impacts of COVID-19 from 2021 until today? Let's see what it does.
All right, give me just 1 second.
I'm trying to think of current event topics that it would not have been fully trained on. I mean, we could have done like international conflicts and stuff, but I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
I don't know what ChatGPT is
Are
going
you
to
sure?
say. Yeah.
Wow. I opened up, I clicked a quick chat window. Yeah, whoops, sorry. I'm trying to get it right there. All right. So I used my fancy, the button thing,
Yeah.
um,
Summarizer.
and said, yeah, summarizer. Thank you. I'm like the button thing. This thing right here, YouTube and article summary, powered by ChatGPT. So I I basically clicked that on my LinkedIn profile, blah 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 blah, and it it did a great job. I think
Yeah.
it yeah it's done very well.
Huh.
So I'm impressed.
Good.
Look at that. I served as the president of Valentine Hills Elementary School PTA from 2011 to
Really?
2013. Not many people know that about me, and
Wow.
yet it's on my LinkedIn profile.
And now
Yeah,
ChatGPT knows. It will forever know
yeah,
information about you.
yes. And it summarized all of the, recommendations I received as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, and we're back.
Okay.
So, can you provide a summary of the economic impacts of COVID-19 from 2021 to today?
Browsing the web.
web.
This might take a little bit if it can actually do it, because
That's
there's,
okay.
and it depends on which side of the aisle that and what countries and that kind of stuff that you're looking at. But.
True story, true story.
Okay, searched economic impacts of COVID-19 from 2021 through 2023. Clicking on a link. Okay.
Clicked on a link. So the thing that's fascinating to me is this requires a way different level, or maybe not a way different level, but this requires a bunch more compute power
Mhm.
than just interacting with uh, a large language model, and it's just different compute. So I'm surprised that they've made this kind of wide open for
Yeah.
people, because yeah.
Well, you still have to be a Plus member, so it's not wide open yet, but
True. Oh, that's a good point.
I think that, and it is also limited
Okay.
to 25 every 3 hours anyway. Clicked on, oh, it actually is.
Oh.
Ah, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's telling you that it's reading
Yeah,
the
I was
content, now thinking. Oh, goodness.
got a lot to think
Can you
about
imagine
doing.
when this takes a half a second and not a minute?
No.
Searching regional economic impacts. What? This would
So
be,
the other thing that's interesting is, and again, from a software development standpoint, this is this is consuming memory. Like so it's reading all this stuff into memory. It's creating compute. It's thinking, and that's consuming memory. It's thoughts, and then it's reading some more and thinking some more, and
oh no.
yeah. Oh, reading content failed, which should be fine. Well, I mean, not fine, but Brookings Institute, interesting.
Going back to the last. I like that it tells us when it's going back to the last page.
Yeah.
This
Clicked
might take way
on a
longer than I
link
expected.
to World Bank. Huh.
Okay. Well, it would be interesting too to say this would probably take it forever. It failed again? Man. It being like act as an economics professor writing an outline for a thesis on how cryptocurrencies were affected during the 2021 to 2023 economic impacts of COVID. Like you could get real deep
Yeah.
if this would actually work.
Yeah.
So that's where this is interesting. I have a feeling this is all we're going to do on this call today, which is fine with me.
Yep. I think you are totally right. So the thing that's fascinating about it is there are so many things, but one of the things that's fascinating, it's I- I'm I'm curious. So again, being a nerd and knowing how you do some of these things in the back end, so you can script a browser. You can basically spin up a virtualized browser and script it to do whatever it is that you want it to do, and then it
Ah,
will. Oh, here we go.
okay. You want me to read it? You're gonna
Yeah,
finish your
sure.
thought. Okay. The
No,
econ
yeah, read.
Okay. The
My thought
economic
was not
impacts
as
of
cool as
COVID
this.
pandemic from 2021 to 2023 have been wide-ranging and continue to be felt globally. Here's a summary based on the information I found. Global economy. It's still recovering from the impact of the pandemic. The United Nations World Economic Situation and Prospects report suggests that the prospects for a robust global economic recovery remain dim due to the lingering effects of the pandemic, stubborn inflation, rising interest rates, and heightened uncertainties, including the impact of climate change. World economy is projected to grow by 2.3% in 2023 and 2.5% in 2024, which is still below the average growth rate of 3.1% in the 2 decades before the pandemic. Global trade is under pressure due to geopolitical tensions, weakening global demand, and tighter monetary and fiscal policies. The volume of global trade in goods and services is forecasted to grow by 2.3% in 2023, which is well below the pre pandemic trend. Inflation remained high in many countries, with global inflation projected at 5.2% in 2023, down from a high of 7.5% in 2022. Inflation in many countries will remain above central banks' targets, and high import costs and market imperfections are still leading to elevated domestic food inflation in many developing countries. Developed economies. In the US, resilient household spending has led to a revised growth forecast of 1.1% in 2023. The EU's economy is projected to grow by 0.9% due to lower gas prices and robust consumer spending. China's growth in 2023 is forecasted to be 5.3% as COVID-19 restrictions are lifted. Labor markets in the US, Europe, and other developed economies have shown resilience, contributing to sustained, robust household spending. Employment rates are at record high levels in many developed economies, with gender gaps narrowing since the pandemic. Developing countries. Okay, so it's good now going into the impact for developing economies. All right. And then
Trying.
you told it to continue, but now it's
Oh,
okay. There we
wait.
go. Setting the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. So it is continuing.
It did continue. Okay.
Wow. I mean, I think that this,
Uh,
for the most part, has been fairly accurate, right? I mean, I don't know the statistical data, but
well, and that's where I'm like, who? So you had mentioned, I'm laughing only because I was like, oh, COVID and its geopolitical or and its global impact.
uh,
Certainly, that's not a hot button, highly you know debated issue. Anyway, the I think it is accurate. I think the sources I
and
think the sources were good. I would say the sources were definitely when you're using a language model like this, I don't know that it has the luxury of biased
yeah,
sources. I think it just uses whatever sources it has.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and if they've got all those sources there too, so
yep,
you can click
yep.
on the
So
thing.
all of these are links to, and it looks like they're all UN links, and nothing is okay.
Wow.
That's oh, it's in the Philippines. That's awesome. I'm like, I don't understand why, how that. Okay, all
It
right.
is interesting the programming of the links that it's choosing to click on, as I'm sure that there are going to be plenty of people that are going to say, "Hey, ChatGPT is super biased. Don't take all of your
Because
information from this thing." Right?
this source,
Yeah.
right? And I'll just, whether it be Fox News or CNN,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Right.
You're likely going to hate one or the other that
Uh-huh.
that the data is going to come from. And but I'm curious
What if
when it searches where it's searching.
I would
And
I would
yeah, go
like it
ahead.
to I think it might be a fun thought experiment to say compare or act as a news analyst let's say an unbiased news analyst, compare Fox News and CNN and their coverage of the Joe Biden presidency from 2021 to 2023 and summarize it in an unbiased manner. Or it had been 2020. Yeah, 2020 to 2023. My bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing. I'm like, you should have. Do you want to put? Let's see, the war in Ukraine or Trump in Russia, or I'm like, what other things can we put in here? The presidential
I
election.
was
All right, got it.
also say summarize it in an unbiased manner based off those sources or something.
Got it. Access unbiased news analyst. Compare Fox News and CNN and their coverage of the Joe Biden presidency from 2023. And you had something to add to the end of it.
Summarize his presidency based off this information. And we'll see if it leans one way or another.
So have you heard, oh man, who was it? Oh, it was a Lex Friedman interview with the CEO of OpenAI,
Okay.
who, and Lex Friedman was talking about, oh man, I can't think of his name. Older gentleman, Canadian, very conservative. No, he's not older. He's middle-aged. He's late 40s, early 50s, in his 50s. Gosh, what's his name? Anyway, he was evaluating, like, I think he went to ChatGPT and he said, tell me good things that President Trump did. Tell me good things that President Biden did. And then said, for President Trump, you said you used 57 words to describe good things. For President Biden, you used 72 words. Why is that? Do you have bias? And it was funny because they were insinuating that it was biased against Trump, or and I honestly don't remember who it was biased against, but they were insinuating that it had some form of opinion. And the CEO of OpenAI is like, I'm building this technology, like I'm leading the team building this technology, and the last thing in the world that I am thinking about is the level of bias in the form of positive words that it used to describe a certain person or another, and how that compared to, and I was like, that's a really good point. But then and then I put my tinfoil hat on and I said, that's exactly what a guy who was biasing the system would say.
Yeah.
And I am kidding, but that was a legit conversation that was had on, Lex Friedman's show. And I thought, wow, there are people who, why can I not think of that guy's name? It's going to drive me crazy.
Who OpenAI guy? Sam something?
No. Yeah, I'm thinking of the
Sam Altman.
oh, man. Yeah, Sam Altman's the OpenAI guy, but they were the person that was doing the experiment was man, can't think of his name. You'd know him. You would absolutely know him if I could remember it.
Okay. It's interesting that this is trying to click on Fox News and CNN articles and I can't read
And none of them are working. Yes.
But it said that a lot on the other ones and it did just fine, I thought.
Jordan Peterson is
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he's an interesting character. I like a lot of what he has to say, and I think he, has some different points of view on some stuff.
Still searching?
Trying. So, Fox News category person Joe Biden, nation.foxnews.com, CNN. So these are specific.
Is it done searching? Because it says regenerate response.
Oh, reading yeah.
Oh no, it's
Um,
still going. Okay.
I don't, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's still doing something,
Yeah.
but I don't know what exactly.
It's interesting. I just can see it being such a useful tool if I was in college, being like, act as an economics major, write me an outline for my thesis paper on the whatever, implications of Bitcoin and world economies. Um,
It
like
would be
once it gets
insane.
good, it's going to provide sources, it's going to give you an outline. It
It
probably
would
won't
be
get to the
insane.
point for a long time to actually being able to write a full thesis paper or a book or anything without much manipulation. But it's yeah, just crazy the thoughts that you can come up with for some of this. Or even
Yeah,
able to search the
I agree.
web. We could, I mean, Alex Hormozy wasn't really known too well in 2021, but you could say, provide for me Alex Hormozy's diet and workout plan based off of, his content since 2021, right? And see if it could figure it out. Now, he does a lot of YouTube videos and podcasts, so he might not be able to figure, or ChatGPT might not be able to figure it out. But
True. Are we deciding this as, I don't know, reading content?
it doesn't say to stop, it says regenerate. So I'm thinking that it's done.
Yeah, it has to be done. You're correct.
Do we want
See the Alex
to?
Hormozy.
Yeah, we can try an Alex Hormozy thing. How
Did you
about
did you have another experiment? Yeah, go ahead.
act as Alex Hormozy, author of $100 million offers, and come up or create as 100M offers a business
Forgot an
model
M. Whatever.
and create a business offer for Amazon sellers to succeed on Amazon or something. See if it can read the book. It's probably not going to work. I feel like this is going to be weak. But he talks about all the offers and crafting an offer based off that book.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see if it can figure that one out. It didn't even take much time. All right, as Alex Hormozy,
No.
author of $100 million offers, my goal is to help you maximize your potential as an Amazon seller, understand the challenges you face, finding the right products, dealing with inventory management, understanding complex algorithms. So I'm presenting you with this exclusive offer, the Amazon Seller Success Program. It's designed to turn your Amazon store to a high-performance machine. Product selection masterclass. Learn how to find high profit, low competition products. Inventory management solutions. There we go. Refund dashboard. What's up?
Wow.
Amazon algorithm optimization. Advertising and promotion strategies. Exclusive access to our stuff. I mean, it did create an offer, but I don't know if it actually went through and figured out Alex Hormozy's thing. See if it offers like a crazy money back guarantee or something, because I know he talks about that.
Well, yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
I don't know. Do you have any ideas for prompts that you want to test it out on?
Maybe. I was just looking to see. So I don't know. Have you? I'm sure I know you have. Jimmy and I are both fans of the
Yes.
of $100 million offers, and I am looking forward to $100 million
Yeah.
leads
Yeah, me too.
because I don't. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. $100 million offers. If you haven't read it, it's worth the 99 cents. It's worth probably $99.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, if you only have $1 to spend on something, that is the one thing I would spend $1 on.
Yeah.
It is really, really solid content. But I don't know if I'm assuming you may have seen these videos.
Yep.
So this goes alongside with the book. I was thinking that there was some sort of transcript that went along with it. There's some downloads that are available, but yeah, I'm just curious it if ChatGPT can walk through this.
Right.
Please summarize.
It's a lot of
I,
content.
you're like, really?
He didn't give it
It's a
one
large
video to
language
start.
model.
It's just
Nope,
like, here,
nope,
do it all.
mm-mm. No, get started, get working. And I'm mostly interested in, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
interesting. Okay. Oh,
Uh,
actually, let me try it again because I stopped prematurely and I really did want to see
yeah.
the message that came back. So what I was saying is, at one point you can either like read a web page in text form, or you can read it through the lens of a browser window.
Yeah.
And reading it in text form is can some in some ways be a little bit more powerful. It's definitely easier,
Yeah.
but it's often it doesn't execute JavaScript in many ways, or in many cases, so you don't get to see all the content. But
Okay.
it is now working, which is
Hey.
interesting.
Can you
Um,
also, if this ends up not working, can you take one of the
mhm,
blog posts that we've made and give it
mhm,
a Google Drive share link, just like as a viewer, and see if it'll summarize for it or summarize it for us?
got it.
Offers course, picking markets, charge its worth. I don't think. Okay, the value
It's
equation. Yeah.
yeah, I think.
Uh,
Huh.
Clicking on these
Yeah,
sections
and
only lead to
it's
pages with minimal information and prompts for free downloads of checklists. It's also mentioned a
got it.
forthcoming volume too, so it did read it.
It did. It did a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
Like, this is because it's basically looking it was seeing all these,
yeah,
and then I do think that it might be a free down oh, no, it is totally, but it's a PDF that it
yeah,
probably couldn't get data from.
yeah.
So, yeah, interesting
But,
nonetheless. Fun experiment.
to get like a link from one of our articles that we've made,
Yeah.
like from Google,
I'm with you. Yep.
and
And
and click
get a
share,
share. Yep.
and you can't, you got to change it
Yep.
to anyone,
Yep.
a viewer. That's fine, and say, can you summarize and improve on this article? And it might come back and say, we can't click on Google Drive links. Sorry. Yeah, I don't have the ability to
Uh,
directly access or interact with Google. Okay. Oh, gotcha.
hmm.
Okay.
That was
Interesting.
a really good. That was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of what other things I can point it at. Uh,
You could theoretically, if you were really wanting this thing to work, publish like a blog with all this information and then point it to the blog. But just hope nobody ever finds
true.
the blog and reads it. If
Please
it was like, if I was
summarize.
writing a book, right, and I wanted ChatGPT's help, and I put like 150 pages onto a blog post and said, please read this and summarize. I don't know if it could because it would be too long or what. Oh, okay. I like
Let's see what
that.
it says. So it should be able. Oh, there we go. Browsing the
Good
web. It
one.
should be able to get to it.
It's funny. It's still some browser web. I feel like this dial-up, like doo doo doo, you know, like the sound back in the day.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Based on the current state of the homepage, Replan dashboard, here's some recommendations for
Alright.
improvements. 1, add more descriptive text. While the website does a good job of using images and headings to communicate the product's benefits, there's a lack of descriptive text. Adding more text would provide further explanation of the product, its features, and its benefits. This could particularly be useful for SEO purposes as well. 2, improve visual
Alright.
hierarchy. Page could benefit from a clearer visual hierarchy. Headers, subheaders, and body text should be distinct from one another in size, weight, or color to guide the visitor's eye and make the page easier to scan. Utilize testimonials better. The testimonial from Judy L is great, but it could even be more effective if it was accompanied by a photo or last name, if permission is granted. To add authenticity, including more testimonials, would also be beneficial. 4, calls to action. While there's a clear call to action at the bottom of the page, get started today, you might want to consider adding more calls to action throughout the page, particularly after each major section or benefit. 5, more visible contact information. Email address is at the top. It's a good start, but consider adding a phone number or live chat feature. Makes it easier for potential customers to reach out with questions. 6, simplify navigation. Navigation menu has some redundancy, e.g. home and demo appear twice. Simplifying this and ensuring every link leads to a unique, valuable content can improve the user experience. 7, includes social proof, which we kind of already talked about that, but press outlets, awards, badges, logos, etc. 8, professional design elements might benefit from more polished and professional design. Okay. Maybe these are just suggestions. That was very good. It actually read it all. That's impressive.
So it is, and just so everybody knows,
This is
here's
the
Judy L's.
one testimonial. When we've had multiple testimonials, I don't know why we don't include them.
We definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
I like the I mean that is a fantastic recommendation. And I'm home demo. I think it's talking about well,
Well, we've got the demo up top, view demo, and then we've got a demo there.
Oh, yeah, demo.
And then if it's a reading, then maybe the logo is also a home link. So maybe it's thinking that both are homes.
Yeah, maybe.
Potentially.
I don't know. It's super fascinating and cool, the fact that it read it, it understood that there were descriptive images, and all of those are images, and it did. I mean, that's a super good point. The call to action is the very last thing. So
we could.
Yeah.
Can you have it do the Legends page for me? Yeah. I'm just curious. There's a promo for Legends. Go to askjimmysmith.com or that. Not that one.
Not this one.
I mean, I guess that'll work. That's fine. I was going to do the promo one, but that's all right.
What is it?
And then it'll redirect to this page.
Okay.
I wanted to see what it said about this promotional page.
And let me just do this.
Let's see if I can figure out the redirect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've only got 3 minutes left. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you're having fun.
Yeah.
A little less fun next time, Jimmy. Please summarize, or please recommend improvements to this web page. Is that just what I did? Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Cool. Might take it a minute. I don't know how it'll do with the redirect. Yeah. Browsing the web.
That's what that is part of where I'm like, clicking on a link.
Click failed. Okay, so try the direct link then.
Yep.
And what does it say? Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right. I'm wondering if it was trying to click the join now link.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuff on this
That's
page.
right. There is. Yeah.
It failed. What? That's interesting. Well, you can try amzlegends.com and see what pulls up then instead of just the promotional one. But it could be because it's built on Kartra, or there's a bunch of things.
Let me just regenerate quick, because so one thing it said was that it did not, or that it uses a text-based browser. And so there's actually, behind the scenes, there's a lot of redirecting happening.
Huh.
Yep. Oh, wait. So it goes from, it's not showing the query string parameters.
Okay. Interesting that it's not working. I bet it can't read it.
Click failed.
Oh, well.
I think we can wrap, and then I've got some ideas.
Okay.
So today is Wednesday.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thursday, May 18th, 1:15 Central Time, 2:15 Eastern Time is when we'll be back tomorrow. We might continue playing around with this. We might continue with some of the other things. We'll see. Or some other AI updates. We plan on doing more updates, as Greg and I mentioned earlier. So excited for that. And we will see you tomorrow at 1:15, 2:15, depending on your time zone. Have a good one.